All right, well, you know that the success of Relay for Life takes great leadership, both by volunteers and staff. And in California, we're very fortunate to have a winning combination of both, and it starts with our CEO. It's my honor to introduce our Chief Executive Officer of the California Division, David Veneziano.
Thank you, Kim. Boy, you know how to rock the house, don't you? I couldn't help but think if all the legislators in Washington, D.C. can hear you today, we would change those laws and make it right, wouldn't we? That's right. Well, all I can say is good morning, Relay Nation, particularly California. I'm so honored to be here today. Wow, what an incredible year we had. Do you realize this year we raised $31.7 million for Relay? That translates to 427 events, 40 new babies throughout the state, and listen to this. I want you to be the first to know that California is #1 nationwide in overall Relay dollar growth. I'm very proud of that. While I think of the money, but I also think of the lives saved. I think of the work that you do, how incredible you are, because I know Relay is not easy. I'm part of in the Greater Bay Area in San Francisco, the Marina Relay. And yeah, there you go. But I didn't see all of you there. Just kidding. But that shows me the work that goes into this, and I know you magnify that throughout the state of California. You all have a lot to be proud of because you're amazing and you're awesome. That's right. So we've had a lot of adventures this year. I got to travel to at least 10 relays around the state, and also I got the news of different relays, and I was watching YouTube, and wow, did you see the YouTube with Half Moon Bay over there? I know you're over there. And so anyway, the Half Moon Bay residents were quietly enjoying a night out when suddenly a group of relayers began dancing to the tune, "I Will Survive," in the middle of the shopping center. It was a relay flash mob. And I could say from watching that YouTube, that's right, that you folks from Half Moon Bay can really move, and what a performance that was. So congratulations to you, and I think that's been seen all over the country. Now, we all get inspired, and I got inspired by this story, and I want to share it with you. This past fiscal year, you also saw the inaugural of Relay for Life in Kuwait. Teresa McDonald, team captain for Operation Cure Cancer, has a heart for Relay that began several years ago when she was in Relay for Life in Lincoln. That's right. When Teresa left for Kuwait in April of 2010, she had two very close friends that were battling cancer, and sadly, both passed away. Now, she was heartbroken at the thought of not seeing those friends when she returned home. Teresa brought up the idea of hosting Relay abroad. She formed a committee, and she asked her comrades for help. They organized and planned the event, and come Relay Day, Teresa and her colleague celebrated cancer survivors with a survivor lap, remembered their loved ones with a luminaria celebration with 3 testimonials, and held a lap of silence by a member of the armed forces in his kilt. With one banner and a flatbed truck for a stage, they fought all night long in Kuwait and raised $10,000. Isn't that inspirational? You could see that Relay has no boundaries, and that is quite a story. Now, if there's one thing experienced relayers know, especially when they're on shaky ground, it's to expect the unexpected. So Relay for Life in Brawley and Calexico found themselves fighting back cancer this year when on Sunday, April 4th, if you were down there, Border Sierra region, a 7.2 earthquake shook, and both relays were forced to locate to a new location. And as relayers do, they made it happen despite that earthquake. So we have so many incredible stories. We have so many individuals that look at us for hope and we know we're there for hope. But I want to tell you a little bit about, we've had so much success. This money raised goes to a very good purpose. First of all, let me tell you that cancer incidence this past year in California declined by 11%, and the death rate is down 23%. That is amazing. So while you're out there and we hear many of these incredible stories, you are making a difference in the fight against cancer. We've had so many breakthroughs, and I just want to share, some of them go back several decades, some are current. We were part of the Pap smear to detect cervical cancer. We funded Dr. Nicholas Papanicolaou when no one else would fund him. Look at how many lives today are saved from cervical cancer. We were advocates for when mammography to detect breast cancer. What a difference that's made. Lumpectomy and radiation to treat breast cancer. The PSA test for prostate cancer screening. And one that I think is very important is identifying smoking as a cause of lung cancer. In our Cancer Prevention Study 1, it was known, and the Surgeon General put that on cigarettes. What a difference we've made. And I want you to know, California was a world leader in developing no smoking in public places. Don't you like that? You know, last week I had the opportunity to be at the Emmy Chaser show, which was the pre-show for the Emmys last Sunday, and I was with the writer and director of Mad Men. And I said, wow, all those people smoke. Why are you doing that? And he said, well, you remember the era. And so what he did, and he worked with the American Cancer Society, they took and you might have seen that episode where one of their characters got lung cancer, and they called the American Cancer Society. So one thing we've told them is, that's great, you've got to continue as this show progresses to have everyone quit smoking, right? And they said they would actually take a look at engaging us more. So what we did, we gave them a jump drive with all the information they need to get all their cast members to quit smoking. So we're going to probably see more of that happening as time goes on. We also discovered cancer-causing oncogenes and tumor suppressor genes in our research, and also discovered genes for inherited breast and colon cancer. You know, we've done a lot, but we still, and I use the word still, have so much promise. With these breakthroughs in mind, it is clear that life-saving potential of funds raised through the California Cancer Research Act, what we're calling CCRA, and I know a lot of you heard about it, will be tremendously impactful. It'll propel us closer to the goal of saving more than 1,000 lives per day and 10,000 lives globally. As you know, the ballot measure, if passed, listen to this, will generate nearly $600 million a year in California for cancer research, and another $150 million a year for tobacco control. And also, I'm excited to say, on September 15th, the California Board of Regents endorsed CCRA, and you know why this is important? Because most of the prestigious cancer centers are part of the UC system. So the American Cancer Society, along with our CCRA allies, have planned an exciting grassroots campaign this fall, and I hope a lot of you will be part of that. The objective is to double our CCRA campaign volunteer list and gain endorsements for school board members, school districts across the state. I know many of you have participated in Relay this past year. We also know you supported CCRA. It was featured prominently in many of your relays throughout the state. Every relay takes us a step closer to a world with less cancer and more birthdays. You'll hear more about this tomorrow with the CCRA campaign. I can't begin to tell you how important this is. If passed, we will be the second largest funder of cancer research in the world. Can you imagine that? And I gotta say, California has always been on the cutting edge. We gotta make this happen. It's not just cancer research, but think about the young children that start smoking. We can reduce that, limit it, and tell the tobacco companies, get out of here, right? We don't want you. And we will make that happen, hopefully. So we need your support. So just know that California is very prominent in making this happen. You know, I have to say, volunteers are the backbone of the American Cancer Society. In California, believe it or not, we have over 300,000, of which, you know, if you think about today, we have almost 900 of you here today. And think about the untold hours, the difference you make in the lives of others and beyond. And I do think that you make things happen to a point where people will call the American Cancer Society and say, you know, I went to a relay. I feel I need to talk to somebody. We're there for them 24/7. You can call the American Cancer Society. There'll be a trained representative to take your call, whether it's a question on your treatment, your diagnosis, whether you're a caregiver or a friend. We're there for you. So in closing, I want to say thank you. And that doesn't seem to cut it when I think about who you are and the work you do. I am humbled by your energy of what you do not only here today, but what you do throughout the year, and the accomplishments as well as your determination. You have taken a 24-hour event and turned it into a way of life. Being passionate, tireless advocates, you have formed an incomparable nation. You are truly unstoppable, and because of you, hope is unstoppable. I'd like to leave you with a quote that I remember. A leader is a dealer in hope. And as all of you spread hope across families, communities, towns, and cities, and this great state of California, your actions are the very definition of what a leader is. So let's make Relay 2012 a banner year of hope. Thank you very much.